This is Katja correction number 5 for Monday, September 28th, 2015. And as you can see, we started off with William Waggish made a tasteless but funny joke about girls and their weird habits, but no one listened. They were used to his lame limericks, vapid jokes, and strange sense of humor. So I'm going to start off by correcting it. And first things first is I know that I need to indent because we have a new topic, and now we've added William Waggish to the mix. And of course I need to capitalize William. One, it's the beginning of the sentence, and two, William is a proper noun. So I capitalize William, and then again I need to capitalize Waggish, because again, that's a proper noun. That's his last name. And I need to put a box around Waggish, because that's an interesting word. Made a tasteless, notice that I go all the way back to this margin because I indented, but funny joke about girls and their, who do the habits belong to? They belong to the girls, so we need to change that there to T-H-E-I-R, meaning the habits, the weird habits belong to the girl. And look at, if you look at weird, weird is also spelled wrong, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. And again, I ran out of room here, so I'm going to go to the next line, right? We know that weird is a weird word and has E before I, so weird habits. And then I need an apostrophe here, because I have the word but. And anytime I use the word but, I do an apostrophe. But no one listened. And then I have a period. So I start a new sentence, so of course I need to capitalize the beginning of my next sentence. It says they were used to. Who was used to? Well, who is they? We're talking about the students, right? So we need to say students. So we haven't introduced who we're talking about. So instead of saying they were used to, it needs to say students. We need to identify who is the person used to. Students were used to his lame limericks, and we need to put a box around lame. That's an interesting word. They were used to his lame limericks, and then I need a comma there because I'm listing things, right? His vapid jokes. Vapid is a interesting word, so put a box around that. Comma. And strange sense of humor. And then of course we need to end the whole thing with a period. So if we count them up, we have to indent 1, capital 2, capital 3. Changing there is 4, weird is 5, comma is 6. Changing this completely from they to students is 7 plus a capital is 8, comma 9, comma 10, period at the end 11. So there are 11 mistakes in this one. So you need to add them up and say 11 and circle it. Again, make sure you're making your corrections with pen so it stands out. Now here's what I want to point out. I want to point out to William Waggish and lame limericks. These are called alliterations. So I want to just take a little note about alliterations here. And as you saw in the video, an alliteration is when you start with the same letter. So make sure in your notes that it's an alliteration. It starts with the same letter. William Waggish, lame limericks. And then as you saw in that rap, they had a lot of words repeating. Yes, they went by alphabet, but they also had where they had alliterations in there as well. So an alliteration is when you start with the same letter, right? A lot of us try to think of those as tongue twisters, or actually not tongue twisters. Those are alliterations, like Sally sold seashells at the seashore. That's an alliteration. It's starting with the same letter over and over again. So that's what your notes need to say. So you should have all of these things written down, copied correctly, indented, capitalization where it needs to be switched and make the mistakes. You need to use a pen to fix the mistakes, and then take your notes on the side in pen. So it needs to say on the side, alliterations. Start with the same letter, okay? And that is your CACHA correction for today, number 5.